I started like with, Sailor Moon, because Sailor Moon is a classic. And like who who doesn't know who Sailor Moon is, or like what Sailor Moon is? It's like the most iconic thing ever. And then like from there, back in the day, this was back in the day when you used to be able to watch like a whole season of anime on YouTube with no problem. Like you with no problem, no ads, no anything. And I literally just went through like the million seasons of like Sailor Moon. And then in my recommended, like other like basically Sailor Scout animes, like Sailor animes kept popping out, like Wedding Peach and like what else? Tokyo Mew Mew, a bunch of girl power like animes and stuff. And I used to be like, yo, this is so cool. Like girls can be like the main event. Like I used to always love like, you know, shows where the girls were the superheroes, like where they were the ones that were doing shit and like kicking ass, like taking names.
Yeah. I lay on the scale, you gotta glow, you gotta glow. She had my attention, she gotta know.
I'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of Let's Get Podcast. I'm your host Zeke, and in this episode, I have my friend Sam to discuss anime. You can listen to this podcast on all major platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, by clicking the link in the description below or going to allmylinks.com/Let's Get Apart. Please rate it 5 stars. I'll leave a content warning for any show links used in this episode, and hope you have a nice day and enjoy the show. All right. So thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So the first question, what would your origin story be?
My origin story. So I was born and raised in New York. Grew up in the Bronx, but I was like bused to school a lot. So I actually ended up going to school like 2 hours away growing up and stuff. And then, yeah, I kind of just stayed down there. And then I kind of started commuting really early on, kind of traveling from, the Bronx all the way going uptown just to kind of get into a better school district. Um, and then I don't know, I went to high school. I'm in college now and I'm kind of just trying to graduate. Yeah, that's me.
So with that, would you make a slice of life anime, a movie, a book?
So my introduction to anime was actually like Quizlet quizzes. So like I would go on Quizlet before I even ever like watched anime. I would go on Quizlet and they would be like, "Oh, what anime character are you?" And I would be like, "I don't know, what anime character am I?" And then I would like do those stupid little quizzes, and then I would get a character. And then the first character that I got was like Zero from Vampire Knight. And then like I started, and then I was just like, "Oh, what's Zero?" And then I don't know if you ever had those like these trips. Like in my school, we used to have like Barnes and Noble trips, and you would like go to Barnes and Nobles. They would give you like a little coupon, and you would get like a book for like half the price. And in Barnes and Nobles, they had this whole ass like manga section. And I saw the character that I got there, and then that was kind of my first manga. It was volume 1 of Vampire Knight. And then ever since then, I kind of just fell down a spiral um, that kind of led to my current obsession of all things anime and manga. Yeah. What about you? What was your first experience?
4 kids.
Four
Four
kids?
kids. Yes.
Yeah,
You got the
yeah,
Yugioh, Pokemon, Digimon.
yeah. I never really considered. I always felt like I never considered like 4 kids anime. Like me personally, even though like one of the greatest shows ever made, like for female character development, was on 4 kids, and it was the Winx Club, and I stand by that because the Winx Club was like, if anyone ever truly like sat down and like watched all the seasons, up until like whatever new shit they have now. Like this girl, like the main character of the show. So basically, the premise you've probably never seen it, but you've heard of it. The premise of the show is that this girl she isn't on Earth, and she meets up with this friend, and she's from like a magical realm, and she kind of introduces her into magic and all those things. But the main character Bloom is like from Earth. And on Earth, there like hasn't been magic for like thousands of years, but apparently this, Bloom has magic. And one thing leads to another, and she magically gets recruited by this like college university for like fairies, and then her magical journey begins. But like it starts as like a really like cutesy girly TV show, and like ends up like a super badass like I'ma save the world. I don't need no man. Like she ends up being super like OP and powerful, and then like ends up basically like changing the world and like becoming a household name. And it's like a crazy come up story. But like 4Kids used to put people onto game. Like
Oh
Four
yeah.
Kids used to be really good.
I mean, all the censorship and everything, but you know.
I mean, yeah. True, the censorship problems, but we have to,
They had to get in here
parental guide.
somewhere.
Yeah. It's
And
real.
then
It's real funny because like when you start watching the subs and the dubs of like the shows that used to be on 4Kids, you like start noticing that like even the boobs will be different. It'll be like, oh, they like in the sub version, like the original version, it's like they have triangle boobs or something, and then they're like, no, it needs to be rounded out. That's not natural. And then they would round it out because they need to play the show. Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
you got
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Tsunami. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Toonami.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I get the manga in elementary, and then I realized Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't for kids at that time.
Definitely was not.
And I was like, oh, this is not what I see on TV.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh is funny because like they packaged it as something that was for kids, but like if you ever sat down and played Yu-Gi-Oh, like you needed to have a certain level of like being able to thought process. Like to this day, I still say that like playing a game of Yu-Gi-Oh is harder than playing a game of chess. Like like Yu-Gi-Oh is so complicated and and convoluted. Like the way that like all the different spell traps and the way all the different things work. To this day, I still play Yu-Gi-Oh, but like they have like the video games now. I have it for the Switch. Spend hours playing Yu-Gi-Oh. You kind of just go through all the characters and try to beat them as best as you can. But like at a certain level, like you need so much strategy, like in order to accomplish anything, that like if you don't, like if you don't know how to play, like you can't play it off. Like in chess, like if you know the basics, you can play a game. But like if you don't know the basics of like if you just know the basics of Yu-Gi-Oh, you're not gonna do nothing. Like you're literally nothing is gonna happen.
And somehow a
Yeah,
10-year-old is getting this game, understand
yeah.
this game.
Somehow, like us as children, they would make us buy like trading cards and shit, and we would have to figure out how to play this game. And I remember like in elementary school that when people would bring their decks, and like you would have like basic ass cards like Exodia or something. Like there are a million Exodias out there. Like everyone used to swear to God that they had an Exodia. Like they would swear to God. They'd be like, I have an Exodia, and then they would come and then they would see like, all right, you got 3 pieces. I'm like, okay, cool, cool.
That was
They
the
still
first
have
blue
like
box.
tournament matches though.
Oh yeah,
That's what blows my mind. Like they still have like actual competitions where people go and they like win money for playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And I kind of just sit there like, wow, like the franchise has grown so much and like yet died off so far. Because I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh used to be it used to be bigger for us. I
yeah.
feel like my brother. Like my brother don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. Like he watches the show, but he's never gotten a pack of cards.
Got the first loot box. So again,
It,
spend all your parents'
yeah.
money.
Mhm. have that moment of opening, having the Chris cards, and then making sure that you buy like the plastic covers so that your cards don't get damaged.
I didn't get that till like middle school.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, these things triple in value. You can sell them online." And I used to just sit there like, I literally used to do everything. Like I used to color on my cards. Like I used to like color the edges so that everybody knew that those were my cards. Like I didn't believe in none of that reselling shit. I would still have like a deck somewhere hidden that I could probably sell for a bunch of money of like old cards. Yeah.
My mom didn't see value in the car, so I was like, "You're not thinking with your third eye."
Yeah. My mom never understood it. She was like, "You're a girl. Why are you playing with this?" And then she would see like all my boy cousins and my older brother play with it, and she was like, "You're a girl. Why are you into this?" And I'm like, "Why can't I be into this? But it's just cards. Like, let me live. Let me live." Oh, and when the dual disc came out, yo, they came out with the dual discs, and everybody was just like, "Yo, are they gonna actually work?" And I was like, "No, they're not gonna actually work, but like, it'll make you feel like you're fucking Yugi. You know what I mean?" Yeah.
Yeah, good old times.
Good old
With,
times.
and,
Childhood, reliving childhood trauma. So,
and,
so your first anime, like the first official anime that like I realized at this point that I was like watching anime
mm-hmm.
was Sailor Moon, and to this day I can sing the theme song, right? But I watched everything. I watched like I started out dubbed, like in dub. Like I would not, if something was in dubbed, I would not watch it. Like I literally be like, if it's not dubbed for like American audiences, like why would I even waste my time? Like it's probably not even that good. I started like with Sailor Moon because Sailor Moon is a classic, and like who who doesn't know who Sailor Moon is or like what Sailor Moon is? It's like the most iconic thing ever. And then like from there, back in the day, this was back in the day when you used to be able to watch like a whole season of anime on YouTube with no problem. Like you with no problem, no ads, no anything. And I literally just went through like the million seasons of like Sailor Moon. And then in my recommended like other like basically Sailor Scout animes, like Sailor animes kept popping out, like Wedding Peach and like what else? Tokyo Mew Mew, a bunch of girl power like animes and stuff. And I used to be like, yo, this is so cool. Like girls can be like the main event. Like I used to always love like, shows where the girls were the superheroes, like where they were the ones that were doing shit and like kicking ass and like taking names. And I think that like I really appreciated how like at a young age how like feminist like a lot of anime was, even though there's a lot of misogyny in it. Don't get me wrong, especially with the way that you know, when all of a sudden like somebody's eating a banana and their shirt just like pops up and like half their boob just slides out, like, oh my god, my boob. Or the like zooms in. Like, don't get me wrong, like there's some animes that are pretty fucked up, but at the end of the day, like it's all for laughs. Yeah. And then once I got into that, once I got over like the whole sailor like transformation phase of my life, that's when I started like watching like like Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, Bleach, One Piece, Fairy Tail, Vampire Knight. Vampire Knight was like one of the biggest disappointments of like our generation. Like have you ever seen a Vampire Knight? Oh my goodness, Zeke, Zeke. Literally Vampire Night is like anyone. So Vampire Night season 1 is like amazing, beautiful. You're literally sitting there like wow, like this story is moving me, like all these characters are working so hard, like you're literally there like this struggle, this love, like who is she gonna fall in love with, who does she want, who are they gonna fight, Is he gonna get revenge? Like, all of these questions are all up in the air. And then season 2, like, all those questions get answered, but in the worst possible way. Like, all of a sudden, a show that's about like, wow, they really love you, to like, it ends up being like, wow, you're related. Like, wow, it really goes into a super incestuous like thing, and it's the worst thing ever. It really hurt. It really hurt. It really hurt everybody that was into it, especially because season 2 took forever to come out. Yeah, because I used to, if I started, I still have this rule low key. Like, the only anime I've broken it for is for Naruto. That my rule is that if I started, yeah,
Next to a fire station.
yeah. Me too. It happens to me all the time. But the rule that I have for myself is that if I start watching the anime, I have to wait until like I have to wait until the next season comes out. I will not read the manga. Like, I will literally not read the manga unless like the show gets canceled, then I'll read it. But I always watch the anime first, because the thing is, like, once you start with, like, when you do a manga, when you start with the manga and then you watch the show, it always gets ruined for you. And if you try to go backwards, like, it can get better, but like, it's like you lose a part of the story and the part of how like you kind of experience everything. So I try to stick, like, if I'm reading it, like, I'm still waiting for season 3 of Code Geass to come out. They've announced it like 6 times and they still haven't dropped it. They're like dropping a new movie for R3. They're dropping for like the 3rd season. They're dropping a movie. But like, sometimes animators, what they do is that they like drop one of those movies that kind of just brings together all the first 2 seasons in like an hour, and then they like build the hype up again, and then they drop the next season to kind of to bring the anime back into the spotlight. So I'm waiting for that, because like they were like, oh, they said in April that they were gonna drop something. So I've kind of just been sitting here like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till it comes out. Yeah, I think waiting is the people that watch anime are very patient people, I feel like, because a lot of times you like get committed to things, and then like it doesn't get updated, or like a season isn't released for like a whole another year, 2 years or something, and then you're kind of just like, but I love you, like, can you come back?
We got that solution. Okay. So with that season, my first official, I knew what anime was when middle school came around. And I was like, oh, this is anime.
Yeah.
And then I started buying manga, started buying Naruto manga for Shippuden. And then
I legit used to say Naruto's trash. Like, I used to say that with my whole chest. Like, I used to say that with my whole chest. Like, now I take it back. I take it back completely, like, wholeheartedly. But like, I would watch like a Naruto movie, and I'd be like, this is ass. Like, why am I watching this? And then I sat down. I was like, okay, this is like one of the biggest animes ever. Let me figure out. Let me watch it. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh my goodness.
I mean, I watched it when it came out in America, Toonami. They grew up with it. And then when the time it went away, I was like, oh no, my anime. Remember back in the day where you missed the show and you just missed it? You didn't have the internet?
Yeah, I remember struggling so hard, like begging for my mom to get us anime on demand, because the anime network on Optimum had like an on demand channel. So like if you missed an episode, it would come up like there the next day. And it was also on free on demand. Like Cartoon Network used to be on it. Cartoon Network was on free on demand on Optimum. And as soon as a new episode would drop, they would put it on free on demand, so you didn't have to pay for it. But like the other anime shows, yo, I used to be fiending. I literally used to be like, Mom, please, please, and she would be like, why you want to see those cartoons? And I'm just like, oh my god, they're not cartoons. Yeah.
And then my mom would be like, tell me to go to bed or like tell me to go back to sleep. Like, but if I miss a show, I can't watch the show again. It's over. There's no going back. I'm gonna be
Like,
lost.
Mom, if I missed it, I missed it. Like I can't watch it. Like I can't watch it, Mom. But I would have that problem, but I also did have like I had a computer and like Potlucker and all those websites like Megashare, they would come so quick with all those episodes. Like they would come in clutch, not gonna lie. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Got a computer in 5th grade, and then it would keep crashing and get blue screens of death. So
Wait. Oh yeah, eventually your computers would get so slow because you were just on so many shitty sites that you caught like a million viruses. Yeah, but you know what? I didn't care. Like it was like especially for things like that. Like I didn't care about my music, about my TV shows. Like if I had to download shit, I had to download shit. Like I can't tell you how many times I would like online work. Like remember when you used to download music and you could play like a sample of this song so that you know what you're downloading, but like you didn't get the whole thing until you downloaded the whole thing. So I would do like the sample, play it, make sure it was the song, like make sure it wasn't no weird ass cover or no SoundCloud version of the song. And then I would have to like, and then I would download it. It was impossible to do that for like Beyonce songs though. Like you would struggle so hard for some songs to download. Like for some artists, you would struggle so hard. And then Spotify came out, and then I was like, I don't need to live like this no more. I was
Live in the dark
on like,
ages.
yeah, those were the dark ages. I was on Spotify. Like Spotify came out when I was in middle school, and like I was on it and using it before anybody like even knew what Spotify was. So back in the day, Spotify used to be connected to your Facebook, and like anytime you were listening to music, it would give like people notifications. It would say like on your Facebook, like Samantha right now is listening to, like she's listening to whatever the fuck I was listening to at age 13. But it was mad funny because like Spotify used to have some like anime soundtracks, and I would start watching it. And my friends in middle school, they'd be like, "Yo, yeah, we keep getting these notifications on Spotify saying that you're listening to to the Haruhi Suzumiya like remix of like God knows." And then I would literally be like, "Oh, that was for my little cousins. Like I played that for them. It wasn't for me."
No.
But little do they, or like the Lucky Star theme song, they used to have that on there too. And I used to like that Lucky Star theme song is a bop. Have you ever seen Lucky Star?
No.
Oh my god, what do you watch?
Anime that has fighting and explosions. Sometimes thinking.
Fighting, explosions, sometimes thinking. So your favorite is not Naruto, right?
I would say Yu-Gi-Oh because that's the one I watched from Yu-Gi-Oh to 5Ds. Like
Didn't
completely.
we all watch it up until 5Ds? Everything after was
I
just
mean, I
garbage.
watched
Like
season 4 GX, so most people
you
didn't.
did?
Yeah,
For me,
Daily
like
Motion.
GX, I was so upset because GX literally they stopped dubbing shit in the middle of an arc. Yo, like they were fighting. It was like the Yubel arc, right?
Yeah,
And like Jaden was like about to like fight with Yubel or whatever, and like they were just like, nah,
he's dead.
we're gonna
What?
stop here, like, and
It's
then we're
five
just gonna
Ds.
stop here. And we're gonna play this other shit. Like, no, finish. Like, what? Like, how do you just end in the middle of a season?
It was like season 3, he died. That's it. That's all you get.
Like, oh my goodness,
And it's just
like I
like, dude, like
hated it.
you're so confused of who Jaden Yubel is.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
So like who?
Have you ever like caught an anime or like a manga in like when they forget about something? So like I binge read and watch a lot of stuff. So like if it's a manga, like I can literally get to like the 14th volume in like a day. Or like the anime, like I'll just binge watch it throughout the day, and I can like I have finished entire animes in a day. But like sometimes it's like because you're watching it so close, you remember all the information. It's not like this. It's not like being released like every week, and then you see like the disconnects in the storyline, and you're kind of just there like, whoa, wait. In the first episode, y'all said this was this and that was that, but why here? Like, you know who does that? Who did that? Attack on Titan.
Naruto.
Naruto. Oh yeah, but Naruto has like 700 plus
They keep
episodes.
rewriting
They were like,
stories.
nobody's gonna remember nothing. Like, uh, man, and Full Metal Alchemist. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, like when I watch Full Metal Alchemist is a great anime, and so is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But like, I was so confused from the jump from Full Metal Alchemist to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like, I didn't know what was going on because like, oh, I'm doing something. I didn't know what was going on because um like in the websites that the websites that we used to illegally watch pirated anime on
Allegedly.
allegedly, um like it would go from like it would be like episode 1 Full Metal Alchemist, right? You would watch the whatever 100 episodes of Full Metal Alchemist, and then all of a sudden they and then all of a sudden you realize all of a sudden you start brotherhood and you're back in season 1, and like it's all happening again, and you're just like, wait, what's going on? Why? Like it was the most confusing thing I had ever gone through. But yeah,
That was
it was
me.
really bad.
Same thing. I was watching the first couple episodes on YouTube, and then I was like, they're the same thing.
Yeah. And then it's not like until like it's not up until like I want to say like you're 20% done with the series that it starts like changing, and you're kind of just there like, whoa. um yeah, yeah. Animes though, but like I'm not gonna lie, like Full Metal Alchemist used to make me cry like a baby, like a baby. It used to make me cry so bad. Like every time they would like flashback to like I like Ed saying, "Give me my brother back," and like the metal armor like falling down and him doing the whole alchemy thing to get him back. Like that used to wreck me. I used to be there like I had a little brother too, and I was like, you know what, I love my little brother too, and like the fact that their dad like disappeared, and I was like, wow, can relate. They're like disappeared for years and then came back out of nowhere. I was like, relatable. So relatable. But like that show used to make me cry so bad. That show and Angel Beats. Oh my god, Angel Beats. Have you ever seen Angel Beats? Okay, what have you seen? Oh, besides Yu-Gi-Oh, Naruto,
Yu-Gi-Oh, Naruto,
My
Pokemon,
Hero.
Digimon, Jack Spell,
I wanna
Death
be
Note.
the very best, like no one ever was. Dun, dun, dun. I'm
Death
sorry, I got
Spell, Death Note, Baccano,
about.
91 Days, Black Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
You know what kind of like blew my mind though
Your main god.
recently?
Go ahead.
Something that blew my mind, like, and was how it's not necessarily anime, but how the Avatar: The Last Airbender, like how that kind of just took off when Netflix put it on. Like the way people started feeling passionate about like Avatar kind of got crazy.
15-year-old
Like,
show.
yo, like that show, like I remember one day, like I watched the whole show, on one of my sites. I watched the whole show. Like I went through Avatar, The Last Airbender, and then I went through Korra, and then I was kind of just there, like, whoa, like this series is crazy. And then like to see it now, like years later, like people coming back like freaking out over like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and so many people are like coming out of the anime closet nowadays. It's kind of crazy. Like it's cool to like
Yeah.
anime now.
Yeah.
Like, is that not weird? Because like back in the day, I remember we used to get clowned for like liking like Sonic and like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like you used to get clowned for liking certain things.
You gotta fight for your life. You gotta argue every
You,
day.
literally like that like you're like everybody's like if you bought merch, yo, people that bought merch and like made it back to school, crazy. Like people that bought merch and like publicly wore it were like my heroes. Like I used to see them and I'd be like, yo, I salute you. I salute you, my bro. Like when people used to pull out like Hatalia book bags and like Vampire Night like t-shirts and like Naruto headbands, I used to be like, yo, you are like my brethren, come see me. Come, let's talk about it. Let's have this conversation over who's the strongest. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Naruto versus Goku. Who's gonna win?
Used to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards with the other anime nerds in the
Mm-hmm.
classrooms during lunch.
You would get so excited when you finally found somebody else that had like the same obsession as you.
Oh my god, a friend.
You were like, oh my gosh, I don't have to do this alone. That's partly why like me and Michelle, like, my best friend, like that's how we became friends. Like she was in like the library in our high school, like watching some anime, and I was like, oh, and then I like kind of came closer, and I was like, wow, is this like the first like you start asking those like little, how to distinguish between fake anime people and like real anime people, which are like, it's like there are levels to this shit. Like you need to distinguish the like otakus from like the wannabes, you know what I mean? And then normally starts with like asking like, oh, what are your favorite what's your favorite anime? What app do you read manga on? Like, do you have an app? Did you know about app? Like I remember me and her, like the moment we realized that we were both on the same level was that we both were like, oh yeah, we both use this amazing app. Manga Rock, rest in peace. Manga Rock got shut down. But we were all like, yeah, Manga Rock. Yo. Like, and then we were just like, oh my God. And we both started talking about like super obscure ass manga that like normal people would not know about. And we were just like, yeah. That's kind of how we became friends. How I made my first anime friend. It was amazing because like I was in a closet for so long. I was like, nobody like my friends knew that I liked anime, but like it was never a topic of conversation. It was kind of something that I kept to myself, like privately. And then like I finally got a friend that like we could exchange and like give recommendations and like do things with. We even talk about, so because like Manga Rock got canceled, we even talked about how like now because Japan's their copyright laws are getting super strict. So like even though what people have been doing, they've been like people have been translating, like comic books and stuff, or not comic books necessarily, but manga for years, and like uploading it on online for free for like years, and it's been considered like fan content. So it's not really like a copyright problem. It's never been, but now it is. So like a bunch of sites are getting shut down now because of it, and it sucks. It sucks. We're gonna have to start paying for Crunchyroll.
If you pay for HBO, I think you get it for free. Well,
I don't pay for HBO. I don't pay for anything. I pay for internet, and then my subscriptions feed me, and then I know exactly where, if I want to watch something, I know where to go. Like, I know I have various sites upon various sites. I've been on this one site for like years now. Like, it's been, I want to say I've been using the site for a good I want a good 7 years, and they never get caught because they keep changing the address, the like web address, and then if you have like the one of the old links saved, like, so I used to bookmark all of my, because like this is before Netflix and like automatic like saving of your episodes, so I used to bookmark the episode that I left off on, and then like I would go on this website, and then, but like basically, they've changed the name of the website and the way it looks like 60 times in the past 7 years. And you know what? They are still going strong. They even added like American cartoons there, so you can even watch like things like Rick and Morty and like, I don't know, Gravity Falls, even if you want it. Like, they're diversified. Like, they were like, we're gonna add some Sophia the First, but they need to. I'm like, y'all need to cut it out. Stop playing with Disney. Disney don't play.
So you get
Disney
their
will
lawyers.
fight you. Disney will literally fight Disney will fight you. Like, y'all need to stop. There's Nobu. Yeah.
What else have I watched? Yeoman God, Beyblade, of course.
Beyblade. Let it rip.
And then the end of Bleach.
Oh my god. Wait, but Bleach is coming back.
Yeah. Trash
Bleach
anime.
is coming back.
For the last season. Last arc. Of course, all the DVDs.
I honestly, like, I used to wake up early because like they used to only give Beyblade like on Cartoon Network, like, but at the ass crack of dawn, and it would be like, it would be literally like at 6 a.m. they would give Beyblade, and then right after that they would do Bakugan
Yeah,
Battle
Bakugan.
Brawlers. Yo, Bakugan used to slap. I don't
I
know
couldn't really
why,
into
it
it.
just did. I got into it. The video game was great. I had it on the Wii. I had it on the Wii. The video game was great. The show was pretty good, not gonna lie. Like, it's like another Yu-Gi-Oh, but like with more action and like less drama, like less like people drama. And like I appreciate it. It was like nice and wholesome, like I'm just trying to save the world type shit. You know what I mean? Um, but like, cause sometimes you like Yu-Gi-Oh the first season, like, nah, I take that back. Yu-Gi-Oh all the seasons, like, there's so much drama like that doesn't surround them trying to save the world. Like, the fact, like in 5D, the fact that Jack literally stole Yusei's bike to go to like Domino City. Like, he literally robbed his whole ass friend, like robbed him blind in order to like to get ahead. Like,
It took his best card.
and took his best card. Took his best card. Took the runner that they made illegally to try and like get a better life, and then he was just like, nah, I deserve this, I'm better than everybody, like, and then years later ends up broke with no money and living with like the three of the people, the same people he like backstabbed, like it's insane. And then it's the same thing in in Yugi's in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Um, like, fucking Yugi is all his like friendship, the power of friendship, and like people just be coming for his friend. Yo, they literally sent, like, he was minding his business and they sent his grandpa to the Shadow Realm, like so like, you're gonna go for my grandpa when I'm right here, like, really? And his grandpa don't be doing nothing. Like, his grandpa literally just comic relief. Like, oh, my back hurts. Like, my back broke. Like, he was relevant that first episode, and it was never relevant ever again.
Yeah,
except for
hospitalized for a card game.
yeah, like I'm busy, right? Got hospitalized for a card game, and then Jaden is just all types of fucked up. Like Jaden, like I don't even know where to begin. Like the fact that he died in another life, like the fact that there's this entire school of like professional duelists, like professional ass teachers, and this one child is responsible for saving everybody's ass. Like, and mind you, yo, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how Jaden won all those duels in GX at all because his deck was absolute basura. Like, yo, have you ever really sat down and looked at the elemental heroes? Like, they have no points. Like, they literally have no points. Like, no points. And there's no way for you to finesse it. Like, how were season one? How were season one monsters more powerful than your season? Like, it normally goes up instead of back. You know what I mean? Yeah, Jaden told like he had no parents. Like he met they were just like, oh, he was like they had a stupid ass little like moment in the first episode where he like ran into Yugi and Yugi gave him Karibo. Like no, like no, Yugi, you're the king of games. It's your job, bro. It's your job. Don't make him take on your burden. Oh my goodness.
Where was Yugi entirely in the season 3? I'm not thinking about that. Season 1, 2, and 3.
Where was he? Yo,
in the show.
his deck,
in the show.
His deck was in the show. His deck was in the show, but he was not there.
He was in the last episode of season 4.
Yugi?
Yeah. Oh, you see season 4, did you?
No, I didn't.
See, what happened is, well, Jordan goes to PTSD, and he's very sad. He had to fight for his life for 3 seasons.
Oh yeah. I remember this. This was on. Yeah.
And then he plays against Yugi at the last episode to get him a cheer up.
Oh my gosh! And then let's not forget that whole. What was the name of the movie?
Bonds Beyond Time.
Yes, Bonds Beyond Time. That movie was amazing. It was. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was hilarious. Like it was a great movie, but like, it was still like, oh, I feel like they jumped into it. Like I needed more story in the movie. You know what I mean? Because I feel like like what was it? It was like the Crystal Pyramids or something. The first Yu-Gi-Oh movie, like that shit. I remember going to the movie for that and like getting 2 Yu-Gi-Oh cards because we went to the movie and like losing my shit. Like I was just there. I was in it. I was with it. I was ready. I was like, yes, let us save the world. Let us save the world together. Like I want to see Yu-Gi-Oh on the big screen in the dark. Like let's do it. So, like, and then Bonds of Destiny, Bonds of Time, Bonds Beyond Time. I remember like looking when this thing got announced. Zeke, I kid you not, I was looking so hard for a place that was screening it. The nearest place was like 2 hours away, and like in like the middle of Queens, and I'm just like, and I couldn't find anyone to go to this movie with me. Like, and I was just like, damn, like I wanna see this movie. The best part of that whole movie was when like Yusei's like, and now I'm gonna synchro summon, and like they just pause and they pan to you. He's like, synchro what? Literally, that was on like anime Twitter for weeks.
You go like, what happened to the game?
Yeah. Like, imagine if he knew he like in the future he'd have to like ride a motorcycle to do this dude. Like,
car games on motorcycles.
Yo, high key though, Joey was in 5Ds though. Joey was in 5Ds.
When?
In like the beginning. There's like they basically like pan to like some scrap. They're like having a scrappy battle somewhere, and they like pan to like Joey, and he's like, "I'm Joey Wheeler," and he's like fighting people in the satellite, and then I'm just there like, "You're telling me Joey Wheeler,
Mhm.
Dike the I don't know what was he ranked 3, the third best duelist, ended up in the satellite, and nobody knew, and nobody did nothing." I mean, I also understand that like Kaiba's an asshole and like Yugi, obviously Yugi had other priorities because he gave a 16-year-old. He was like, here, you saved the world now. This is your job.
I'm gonna be tired.
That's literally what the Karibo. That Karibo was just an opening to like the spirit realm. Like I'm jacking it. That Karibo is the key to all of Jada's problems. Like if he didn't get that Karibo, like he would have just been another regular ass kid. Like he wouldn't have had to deal with that weird ass. Yo, is Dr. Crawler a dude or a girl?
Dude,
Crawler? It's a dude.
yeah. Well, in the dub, dude,
In the dub, he's a dude.
I'm not sure about the sub.
I'm just like so confused because like I appreciate like them pushing the boundary of like what gender it is, but like this also came out when we were like 10 and like we didn't know anything about this, and like this dude was a jerk for no reason. Like
He lost the first episode saying, you know what? It's my job to get rid of this kid.
I'm gonna try to get rid of this kid. Hey, like literally, it was the dumbest thing ever. It was one of the dumbest things ever. Yeah. And that school, that entrance exam, like, can we talk about it? Like, so y'all have students that are already in the school that have been studying dueling for a year, fight people that haven't been studying and haven't been in the school, and like if they win, they get in, and if they lose, they don't get in. Like, so like to me, it looks like a lose-lose situation because A, you don't get to cultivate new talent, and B, like, like if your students end up losing to some dude that just walked in off the street, like, is that not lame as fuck? Like,
And then the amount of kids that went missing in that school.
yeah.
That's concerning.
Yeah. Alexis's older brother, or not? Actually, his name was Alexis. It was Rose. No, Alexis Rose was her name, and her brother went missing, and a whole group of people went missing, and then everybody was just kind of there, like, where the fuck these people went, and then they never addressed it. Like, the principal never addressed any of it. He was just like, students in this dorm went missing. We don't know what happened. Like, no, you can't
That's
do
not how school
that.
works.
You can't just lose people. And like, I like how everybody kind of just accepted it. They were like, yeah, students went missing in that dorm, so we don't go there. Like, huh? Okay. So the dorm is what ate them alive? They went missing in the dorm. Yeah.
And then, so wait, her brother's older than her, so she still went to that school after her brother went missing.
Yeah. Like, who are her parents that still sent her to that school? Like, they were like, oh yeah, our son, we're heartbroken, went missing. But we're gonna still send our daughter though. We're gonna send her. Seems safe. Seems like a smart option.
Have you ever
Who
seen
else? What?
Have you ever seen like the real life like character duels from the tournament?
Yeah, they're so whack. Like,
I mean, again,
the ones with like CGI and like people are like, it's time to duel,
nah,
and then they do it. No,
the characters, like the voice actors,
no, I don't think. No, I haven't seen that.
because they have like tournaments, they have like the voice actors playing the characters and have someone
Uh-huh.
doing for them.
No, I haven't seen that actually.
The first one I saw was like a Yugi versus Yusei,
Uh-huh.
and Yugi won.
Oh, I'm gonna need to Google that. That sounds like fun. Of course, Yugi won. Nobody can ever beat Yugi. When has Yugi ever lost the duel? Like
He lost. Well, he lost against Pegasus
after,
at time. He lost against Raphael. He lost against Kaiba because Kaiba was threatening to commit suicide.
oh yeah, yeah.
He lost against Yugi in the last episode.
Well, okay. At this point, we're talking about a Tem, okay? Yo, yeah. I also didn't understand that because in the end, right, they put his soul to rest, but he pops up in GX. Don't me. He pops up in GX like ta-da, like I'm back. Like
like, hey,
no,
here you go.
we killed you off, bro. Like what? We put you to rest with your friends. Yo, think about how, but like low key, like Kaiba's story is so sad, and I'm not even talking about like the fact that he was adopted by an asshole and like his parents died. Like I'm not even talking about that part. I'm talking about the part that like in his past life, he was so hung up on this girl that in his next life he literally keeps her spirit monster as his main piece, like as his main form of aggression. He like is literally tied to the blue eyes white dragon because he fell in love with the girl in like a past life. Like that is crazy. Like that is straight up crazy. Yo, and you know what else was funny to me? It was like the part where um what's her name? The one that can see into the future? Akiza? No, that's not. No, Akiza's is 5B. I don't know. The one that can see
What?
in the future that has the Millennium necklace.
It's Siju. Let me look for the app.
No.
It's also an I. It's just a name.
Ishizu. I want to say Ishizu, but like she literally was like, I think that Yugi, that little Yugi, is actually the Pharaoh's reincarnation. And then we're all just there, like literally. I remember being there, like, you're just realizing this, like you're just seeing this right now, like
It's not the flaky hair, it's the purple hair.
like you don't think the hair, the fact that they're sharing one body, like the fact, like the only difference is like what, like he's 5 inches taller than the Yugi right now. Yugi's a child, mind you. Yugi dropped out of high school to like professionally duel and like save the fucking world, like, and his friends did the same exact shit. Like that's the crazy part of me. Like imagine like you and your group of friends being like, yo, I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna be a pro like game card player. Card game player. There we go. That's the way to say it. Card game player, and like we're just gonna fuck shit up and save the world because I need y'all by me because y'all my friends. I'm friends with forever. And they're just like, yeah, let's just drop it all. Let's go. Let's do it.
Baruch, everybody was like, are you stupid?
Baruch, y'all would have been like, huh? What? Imagine we all just drop, like, I'm just like, guys, I'm gonna become a professional domino player and I'm just gonna win shit and I'm just gonna end it. Like I'm just like, and you guys are gonna come with me. Like that would be nice. Like if I got rich with a secure job, like and that's some crazy ass way like that. Maybe I'd do it. But
like a couple billion.
Yeah, like a couple $1 billion. Like if I was like that, I'd be like, yeah, come along. You can live with me. We'll get a mansion. We'll just live in different wings.
And then how Kevin went to high school for one day. He was like, you know what? I'm smart enough.
No, I feel like they went to high school twice. The first time was like the first episode, and then the second time was when that new guy came in. When Duke came in. Yeah, he came in with his own game. I'm like, bro, in a society ruled by dual monsters, i.e. Yugioh, you want to literally come up with another game based on the same monster? Like, no, bro, like, you're destined to fail.
But the DS game was not DS. The Game Boy game was lit.
The Dungeon Dice Monsters Game Boy game? Yeah, it was fun. But still, I'm still like, what were you thinking? Like that just doesn't sound like business sense to me. You know what I mean?
It was like, you're not gonna make it far in this business, are
Hmm.
you?
There was Zeke, a rumor saying that the makers of Yugioh, that they were coming out with an app to like scan for to like, if you have your actual Yu-Gi-Oh card, like to do a like 3D Yu-Gi-Oh battle for you. I don't know how much it's gonna work, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't. They're still like in the planning stages, but it was really cool. So basically, you like scan the card, and then like a monster pops up, and you can interact with it and everything, which is just regular ass VR, but still, it would have been nice like 10 years ago.
Like, oh my god, ain't got the money to
Yeah.
buy it, but like, I need it. Why? I don't
Like,
know.
like I was just there, like, yo, one of these days, like Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna take over the world. Like, as a child, you're like, how can people not like this? How can this not become a thing?
Oh, yeah, you
Hmm.
see the new card effects and
Yeah.
everything? I'm just like, I'm not getting back to the game. I thought I could, and I was like, this is
Nah,
beyond me.
I'll stick to my Switch game. It was like $20. And if I ever get that feeling like, I want to do it, like I just go and play there. You can play against the AI, or you can play with like other people that are playing. But like at the end of the day, there are also a bunch of really good like off-brand Yu-Gi-Oh games. Like Ygo Pro used to be like a go-to. Like you can play Ygo Pro. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, but the difference is you Google search whatever cards you want and you add that to your deck. It's like you literally search the card in their database and you can add that card to the deck as long as it's like within tournament rules. So like you know how like, well, you probably don't know, but Monster Reborn is like banned. You can't use that card no more.
Yeah, I've
And
been on
like,
and off.
yeah, like I don't know, they just be banning shit now. And ever since they came out with Duel Links, they've been, they brought back the tournament thing. Like they have a tournament every year now in
Yeah,
like Duel Links. It's kind of cute.
I'd be trying to qualify, but that's mad playing time. I ain't got that kind of time.
Yo, cut time to play that much. Yo,
Like, I'm not getting money for this.
yo, like my Duel Links account, like every time I got a new phone, I had to restart from scratch because they wouldn't, like, it would never transfer over properly.
You never made the account and then saved it and then started the
Yes,
account.
I did multiple times, and they would never save. So then I at one point I was just like, you know what? I give up. I give up. I'm not even gonna try because I start like the day Duel Links dropped, I downloaded it because I was
Of
like,
course.
I'm gonna try to be a G at this, and I was working at it so hard. Like my deck was fire, and then I got a new phone, and then it was like, nah, nah, nah. It didn't let me. But yeah,
If you're being honest, Yugi deck was trash too.
other decks are trash. They don't even follow the rules, bro. They don't even follow the rules in the show. Other decks are trash. They don't follow any of the rules. I literally be sitting there like, so you're gonna tell, so like literally no polymerization happens, but they're just like, I now have my Chimera and this thing, and we're just gonna turn it into a new monster that has
Season one.
400,000, that has like 4,000 attack points, and it's gonna end your fucking life. Like, no, no,
Starting season two, they started using some rules.
no. Well, season one, I take that back. Season two was it was way better than season one. Season one was literally it was it. That's how I used to play like as a child though. Like I used to literally like be like, you know what? Yes, I can do it. Yugi does it. I can do it. Like I used to just summon shit out of my ass and be like, they're like, you can't summon that. You have to sacrifice something. I'm like, who said? Who said? Like
Epic
Kaiba.
Games.
Kaiba, bro, Kaiba literally all of season one, he would just summon the blue eyes dragon. He didn't even have he would draw it and he would just summon it. Like there would be no build up. Like there would be no sacrifices. Or if there was a sacrifice, he would sacrifice one monster. It's like, no, bro, you need two. Like, what are you doing? Oh, we have a visitor. Oh, no, we don't. He ran away. It was Nobu. This is Nobu. He was also named after an anime character. He was named after Nobu from Nana. He was my favorite character. Nana's an amazing josei anime. I recommend you watch it. It was lit.
Yeah. Yugi's deck is just a bunch of random cards put together that somehow
Yuki's
work.
deck. Yo, the fact that little child made freaking oh what he made that he made he made he made he made the fact that he okay Nabu, stop it. The fact that he made like all those that ragtag team of cards together, like beat anybody. Like it can only be done through cheating. That's why when Kaiba would be like, "Yo, he has to be cheating. How is he beating me?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, he is cheating. But you know what? So are you." Like
it's not even weighted properly because you have to sacrifice for Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, Buster Blader, the God cards. Then he has Tentacle Turtle. Then he has Black Luster Soul.
like for yeah, he would also
Chaos.
yo Dark Magician Girl was also another one that he would summon. Like those are way too many cards right there. Those are way too many OP cards right there. There's too many. Max, you need 4. He has like like you're supposed to keep like 30 cards in your deck. 30 cards and like having 7 of them be literally cards that are just like that require like extra shit is not smart at all. And like all his lower like monsters that weren't that like
They had the
were all,
Magna Warriors. I have
hold
the
up,
deck. I have the
I'm gonna
deck.
look at it right. You have the deck?
Yeah, I have the Legendary
Ooh.
Collection.
I'm literally just googling it. You know what card is like the most disrespectful card though in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh? Actually, what do you think the most disrespectful card in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh is? What do you think it is?
So many cards now. This
So
one,
many cards.
I don't know. What is it?
For me, it's Mirror Force. Yo, Mirror Force is disrespectful. Literally, you send out like somebody gets attacked. Oh, welcome back, Nobu. Oh, there we go. Yep. Uh-huh. No, thanks. Okay, cool. Literally, Mirror Force is so disrespectful because you could be stacked, ready to beat somebody's ass, bro, ready to destroy, ready to end somebody's life. Okay, and then they whip out a Mirror Force card, and it just gets, oh hey, holographic tints and everything. Oh, he whipped out the deck.
Yeah, like
Flex on us real quick. Flex on us.
nah, just a Yugi deck. This is from Battle. This is from Kingdom. Duelist Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like it's not balanced. Oh.
At all. Like what are you gonna summon half of that with? Honestly, I've tried to play games with like Yugi's deck, and I can't for the life of me beat anybody. Like because you know how like in a bunch of games it's an option. Like even in Duel Links, you get to play as Yugi. Yo, I was struggling so hard for so long until I was like, you know, we need to get these cards out of here. Like it was so hard to like. It's so hard to, like if you really play like with Yugi's deck like a whole thing, you're gonna play for so many rounds, and that's if somebody doesn't rock your shit before you get to draw those cards.
You're
Like
this is one. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3,
Buster Blade is pretty good though. It's like
4,
18,000.
5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Like, how does anyone like? How do you come up with a like? He literally again, but we also see in the show that he has the power to like manifest the cards that he needs, and like that's kind of crazy. He's like, he just has what was it? I don't know. It was like I forgot what it was called. It was like the King Spirit. Like he was like in control of destiny. Like he was literally like, I can draw whatever I need when I need it, and destiny got my back. Like
they give him that power in Duel Links. Destiny draw. Draw what you need. What?
literally, and you would just be like, huh?
Like, say less.
Like, say less. I'll draw this mirror force right now and end end the whole game right
The
now.
Master Cylinder is even worse because it goes to your points, life points.
Yeah.
So
Nah, I feel like if you have like, so like let's say, welcome Nova's back, guys. See, let's say you have like, let's say you got 3 monsters, right, ready and waiting. Or like even if you have 1 monster ready and waiting, and then the other person whips out something crazy, and you do like, thingy, and you do Mirror Force, like that just sucks. Like Mirror Force is literally like, yo, I was ready to end your shit. Oh, my dog wants attention. Okay. And you're ready to like just end somebody's life, and then they whip out a Mirror Force, and it's like, I literally just sacrificed all my monsters to summon this one powerful monster, and it literally gets like, my whole streak gets ended by a freaking oh my goodness, no, boo. Oh, okay. Are you going away? Oh, he wants to. Oh, there we go. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
And then who else deck was trash?
Huh?
Who else deck was trash?
Whose deck was trash?
Every character.
Oh, yeah, nah, but they OD with Jaden. Come on, let's be real. You ever look through, bro?
Even when he gets his upgrade, half of the deck doesn't work with half of it.
That upgrade was literally, they just were like, let's make it even harder for us. Like, I feel like the creators just like, let's just make the decks so hard for us to win with them that it makes the show good. Like, once I started watching GX, and I was like, oh, let me go through Jaden's deck. And you look at Jaden's deck, literally ass. Wow. Jaden's deck is really bad. Like
Zane's.
Oh, Zane's deck is amazing. Zane was amazing. Oh, rest in peace.
Now he's in the wheelchair.
Yeah, but like that whole transformation, how you go from being one of the best duelists in school to like going to like being like to just like sucking on the pro circuit, and then like getting all back and like start dueling in cage matches that like mess up your heart. Like I also like expected Cyrus. What do you want? There we go. I also expected Cyrus to like, cause he resembled like Yugi so much. I expected Cyrus to play like a bigger part, but he was just like supported cast.
I think I replaced by Jesse.
Yeah. Jesse was so cool though.
What rank was he in? Was he blue?
No, yeah. Well, the thing is, they were transfer students, remember?
Yeah.
So like in season 3, they all transferred, and they were all kind of just like, we're transfers, and we do what we want. But yeah, so Zeke, I think this is the end. Hey, bro.
All right, before we go, just say what would you name your origin story?
What was the name of my origin
What
story?
would you name it?
What would I name it? Oof. I would name it. I don't know. What would I name it? I don't know. Like coming out the closet, like the otaku closet or some shit like that. Yeah, like I guess I don't know. Coming out the like I don't know. Anime for me was always like something that in a time of like a lot of like hardship and adversity was like always there for me and always easily accessible to me. So like the reason why I like started watching it was kind of to as an escape. So I guess, and then the escape kind of got real deep. So I guess I would call it Jesus. I'm high key a communication major. I shouldn't be struggling so much with this. Um, I don't know. My origin story was kind of basic and what. I don't know. Story of Samtastic, I guess.
Okay.
Or like I don't know. We didn't really talk about what we kind of just talked about how like Yu-Gi-Oh is trash and like
Yeah, we still gonna talk about anime. It was like not Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah, I feel like this turned into a Yu-Gi-Oh episode. Like just cut all that other shit out. Like this is the Yu-Gi-Oh episode. Um, I don't know. They come up with something.
No, this is your story.
This is my story. This is not my story. I'm just talking about. We're literally talking about every like a million different stories right now. Let's make it something funny that I said. Did I say anything funny today? We can call it. My dog's name is Nobu.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Name my dog after an anime character. So if that doesn't show my commitment to this lifestyle, I don't know what does.
Yeah. Make sure you watch those character duels.
Yeah. Like I will. Signing off.
See
Bye
you.
Zeke. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
No problem.
That brings another episode of the Let's Get Podcast to a close. I'd like to thank Sam for being a guest on the podcast. For next week, I have my friend Drew coming on the podcast. I hope you continue to have a nice day and I hope to see you there.